Alright, hello and welcome. This is going to be my review on Bjergsen's Akali. Um, in terms of my Akali journey, I'm really trying to pay attention to skirmish optimization and also the reference points within the game, like when you're spiking and how you kind of choose fights around your spikes. And playing in reference to your teammates because I often get so caught up in my own game, my own lane that I'm not really thinking about my teammates, and then it ends up I take bad skirmishes because of it or bad trades or whatever. So I want to be looking at that. I also do want to look at this lane because I'm not entirely sure how how to go about this lane. It seems like a bit hard. Well, I mean, it doesn't seem that hard. Um, but I assume there's a lot of mechanical, stuff that can happen. So I'll look at that. In terms of this game, Samira Rel bot lane into Zyre or into Rakan and Kaisa looks very very volatile and something that you're going to want to um influence if possible. In terms of the junglers, both of them are heavy farming, but Graves a bit more so willing to invade and try to take fights early. Although Shyvana has ignite, so it's something that you're gonna have to be careful of. And it kind of worries me because Akali versus Yasuo, I can imagine if Yasuo wants to, he just like kind of shoves you in until you get to the level 6 and you can put a little more threat on him. So I think because of that, you're actually going to want to be kind of trading uh and make the lane a little bit more volatile because it negates his ability to shove as well. So that's kind of what I would be initially thinking. It's double ignite or double combat summoner as well compared to the TP and then just flash for Graves. So not sure if you really. I mean, it's tough because you want to invade, but we'll see how it plays out. I would imagine that you can take Scooby 2v2s if you find advantage through good trades in mid or wave clear or something like that. So we'll see how he plays level 1. I imagine that you can kind of look for these like look for these early Qs, and then just make sure you're dodging out on these Q3s until Yasuo gets level 2. And then once you're level 2, you can kind of like play with your shroud and then try to dodge out on the Qs here. You went for the bone plating as well. I think it's just because Yasuo generally heavy trades and can't really find poke unless it's like a Q3 or a Q while you're CSing. So I think it made sense. He's actually building a bit of a wave. I would try to keep it like as neutral as possible personally. He's obviously taking a lot of HP here. Yeah. I mean, he'll have Durant Shield to heal it back up a little bit, but I wouldn't want to. Yeah, I just wouldn't want to press this lane too, or press the wave too hard. He's kind of getting pushed out here. I think if well, he doesn't want the wave to be too big building into him because then he has no like agency when it comes to trying to like stop him from crashing. So makes sense. Graves comes through a bit. Yeah, he has vision, so it's pretty low percentage play here, and then he'll just walk out to his bot side. We do have vision. I didn't even see. I guess Shyvana's going to be clearing towards the bot side here. It seems like most likely. Um, and he also has a crash here, and he seems like he's pressuring up for like even to just keep pushing the wave in and keep Akali under tower, which I think makes sense. Just to make sure that he's ready for a skirmish on bot side, and we see our bot side is getting pushed in as well. So we could just accept the wave and if we do end up clearing out, we can move to the Graves and bot lane if they do want to take a skirmish here, but it's not necessary. I don't think. They're actually feeling pretty good in this lane right now. Something I really also noticed is you have to hold your potion as a Kali like as late as possible because your Doran shield is really going to help you out, and it's kind of surprising honestly how much it can heal you at times. So Nice, we get a kill on top side. Shyvana should just be on the crab right now, and it seems like Graves is just clearing his wolves and then going to move towards top side because of the way bot lane, I'm assuming bot lane looks, so seems pretty good. Yep, Shyvana already got the crab, and now he's looking for a mid gank. Yasuo hasn't got an award yet, so it seems doable. But yeah, I mean, it's a bit tough, though, because probably doesn't really have any gank set up, of course. Yeah. Um, I think the Graves just, like, went bit too far, because, I mean, like, we have to go back to the wave anyways, and then Yasuo Winwall makes it pretty impossible to do much against it. And the Shyvana comes through just to get the assist. So it's really tough. I don't know if he can really play that much better because he just kind of has to go off the Graves going deep into his lane. So maybe just not compensate and just try to walk him out after. But anyway. Obviously wave is not in the greatest place here. I would try to just I think you just have to shove on this wave or else it's gonna get put into a really bad spot. But he used Q on trying to CS under tower. I think I would have just honestly queued the back line twice because you have to just get this in. But if Yasuo catches this, you're gonna be in such a shit spot. Fortunately it doesn't seem like he will. We have vision on bot side as Shyvana is gonna be doing a top to bot clear again. Sorting up the reps for that. I'd be probably checking wave states here. I think is best because this has been told I'm kind of a lock screen player, and it seems like probably you'd want to be checking side lanes here. Top seems like it's kind of hard trading. But in terms of I mean ability to roam, it doesn't seem like you have that much, so it does kind of make sense why you don't necessarily need to be checking. Wave is coming into us though, and if we can hold this, it's going to be massive for us. I mean, we've gotten a massive trade on the Yasuo here, so you want to be pressuring up. We see Shyvana on Raptors now, but I think 2v2 should be winning at this point. Obviously, we don't have the level 6 though. I think yeah, just instant burst him. Q flashes soon. Nice, beautiful flash over the tornado. Yep, and then from here, you're gonna want to hold the wave for sure. But optimally also find a reset at some point. Um you have what's it called? The alternator in base. Seems like he's gonna stay though because I mean alternator actually doesn't feel that good. I don't think. I mean blasting one would obviously be much better here. But either way, you hit level 6. You can just maybe try to get a slow build here. I do worry about Yasuo being able to hold it. And he actually goes for the reset now. Which is interesting. Actually, I guess it kind of makes sense because the wave is neutral. There's no way if Yasuo doesn't touch it, there's no way like it pulls into a freeze, I don't think. And if Yasuo does touch it, he has to clear out the entire wave before. This is an interesting reset that I don't think I would ever do. But it makes a lot of sense because you need a gold for the blasting wand. I mean, if he goes alternator, I guess that's kind of weird. Honestly, I would just go blasting one. But yeah, okay, that's an interesting freeze that I can probably think about. He goes for the boots as well, so I guess that makes sense. Okay, so from here, we know that Jax, I believe, is winning on the top side. We'll see if he presses tab soon. Yeah, Jax is hard winning on top side. We're down a kill and quite a bit of farm in jungle, and it seems like bot lane's doing okay, just trying to keep farm up, and it seems like the wave is crashing now. So, from here, you're gonna be really strong on this level 6, and Dragon is up. So, I'm expecting fight to be towards bot side here. Shyvana should be clearing top to bot, and it seems like Graves is gonna finish his bot camp. Yasuo is moving now, gonna ping him off. You have to just kind of accept this wave, and if they fight before that, then you can't really do much about it. But yeah, now you have level 6, you have a flank advantage. It seems like we have HP as well, so this is really, really good setup for Akali here, because we have basically all the tools we need. Yep, just R on the rail here. RE. I mean, I don't know if I would RE, because I don't think you actually need it. Yeah, and now you don't have it to, like, do extra damage on anyone else. You can pick up this kill easily with the EQ. Ah, I got baited there. That's alright. Yeah, I mean, in terms of this skirmish, I think RE was just like too flashy, right? If you can R into the other side of her and then walk into the Yasuo, because she'll die, right? I mean, if you want, you can just throw your passive auto as well, like on the back end, and then Q the Yasuo. I think that would make the most sense. But instead, we use the E early, and then we missed that Q also as well, which makes it so Yasuo is able to get an ult off onto the Graves, and then the fight gets a little bit muddy after that. So could have been, I think that could have been a little bit better, but overall, I think the idea is good. You get towards bot on the perfect play, and you don't lose any resource for it. So it's really good. We come back in the mid. It seems like Jax is, yeah, just kind of pushing towards the bot side. You're gonna need a reset here. You can get Sork boots would be a massive buy. Dragon is still coming up, and actually we're clearing towards the spot side now with the Graves here. So I think a Dragon setup would be good. I think personally, probably playing Herald is better actually. Um, because Graves is just or Jax is just so strong, and a single Cloud Drake at the beginning of the game isn't gonna actually do that much for you. So I personally would probably be wanting to play around a Herald fight, although you do need 50 seconds for it, for your ult to come back up, and then for you to be relevant. But yeah, this is where I would be looking. Graves is gonna be clearing his top camps here, and then I know he does want to go into bot, but if he does want to just do Krug wrap and then into Herald, I think it'd be really good with how strong Ornn is. Yasuo's getting a move towards top side, so if Jax does go for a reset, um, it maybe gives time for the Graves to come maybe to mid and then push out the wave here. Or it gives Akali time to clear out the wave by herself at the very least. But yeah, it's a bit hard for Yasuo. I think they could be looking for like some sort of mid gank, honestly, at this point. Yeah, Yasuo kind of brutal with that wind wall. This is kind of where it's like really hard to get any sort of wave priority. Just because Yasuo just kind of be queuing that shit. Oh man. Yeah, it was a good. I think it was like probably best use of R1. But the thing is, your R1 travels so slow. I think you have to. Yeah, you have to. So he goes for the auto. I think legitimately, it's like you have to R as you see the E coming out, right? Because once like you have to get fully out of his thing. Oh, he's actually 2 seconds on ult, by the way. Yeah, you actually are instantly before getting the auto off. It like maximizes damage to get the auto off. But yeah, if you don't get hit by the knockup, obviously this fight is way easier. Um, and yeah, I mean the Yasuo just kind of miscalced it. He just barely didn't have the damage for that. But overall, it was good. It was still good use of R1. It was just it could have been a little bit better. With that kill, it seems like bot lane also gets bot lane gets a she kills a Shyvana actually. Unfortunately we lose Cloud Dragon and we're not even prepped for Herald, so a bit unfortunate, but I mean we get a bunch of kills off of this, so it should be fine. Um, I would be pinging Herald here. I think the one thing he hasn't really done a lot this game is just like be very commanding in trying to take over the game, which is, I mean, I don't know, it's fine. I guess he's playing solo queue on a somewhat lower rated account. This is like low master, so um, but yeah. Anyways, I just feel like getting into Herald is just so important. Um, and it seems like Jax is out, fortunately, but yeah, I mean, obviously he was playing a bit aggressive and didn't think we pinged all that well, so. In terms of like taking this trade, I mean, yeah, Shyvana just died, so I don't think she's gonna be here quite yet. And it seems like Ornn wasn't following up. So yeah, when we have the Kaisa move, we have everyone coming up here, and we have the numbers advantage. So we're gonna want to fight this like ASAP if we are going to fight it. Yeah. So let's start the Herald here. Bot lane is gonna be slowly coming into us, and we're gonna want to get there before the crash. But it seems like, oh, maybe it's a freeze. Samira hasn't moved from that position in a second, so. Oh man. Yeah. I think you just wait the ulti, right? The ulti just it's free. in 4 seconds. But oh no, I don't know. I can't really say that I wouldn't take this fight as well. I think he just did he misclick on the alt on the auto, or did it like get canceled or something like that? He he Yeah, he just didn't get it off. Yeah, a bit unfortunate. He also didn't know where Shyvana was, and he was coming up, so I don't know. A bit of a limit test, which is okay. Samir gets a crash on mid wave. Okay, so now this is the point in the game where things are about to happen. Let me see if I can get a tab here. Um, you really need your rocket belt before you can be like super strong. Um, Yasuo hasn't gotten his mythic though yet, so it's not that terrible. Your bot lane is super strong. Your Jax is still super strong as well because he didn't actually die there. Your only threat, I think, real threat is Shyvana. But also you need to be very worried about getting like perma CC'd by Rel and Rel into Yasuo into Ornn and stuff like that. So, but you definitely want to be taking skirmishes around this bot side. Like I imagine that if it's 3v3, 4v4, you should just be hard winning, and I would think I would be pressing more into the Shyvana's jungle to try and shut her out of some resource and get this Graves a better lead. Obviously, Graves need his Rival's Hydra as well, so until then, um, it's probably not like super super easy, but I think it could be fine. Other than that, you can kind of look for like I think trades in the mid lane and actually like look for some all ins. You're gonna want Graves hover for it, but obviously that would only be after clearing his camps because Graves just needs the camps to keep going. So either way, see he's trying to trade here, but he also makes it very very difficult. He has the ult available. I think I think you can take it. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I mean, the thing is he didn't have his W. If he had W, like I think that's a fairly mm, maybe not. You need to like yeah, you need to get some sort of outplay. And he maximized it as much as possible, but he has the flash and he can flash back at the auto, so either way. Um yeah, so obviously you can see like trades in mid lane are not so easy, I guess. And the wave shove, I think the wave priority is like I think the most important part that makes this matchup really, really difficult because you want to trade on him as he's going for the wave, but he kind of just like Qs and AoEs, and then it's not so easy. So we see this fight happening. Rel flashed. Shyvana shows up all in as well. Those guys can walk out. It's okay. Yeah. So I mean, really, you got to find like the next play where you can use your ult effectively in like a and get like a dive onto their backline because it seems like right now we're kind of struggling to find like a fight that is like favored for us in terms of like the setup. And we're kind of just yeah. I feel like this is where I kind of struggle with the calls. Like all my fights are not very um like set up in my favor. They're more so just kind of like reactive, and it makes or like I'm trying to push too far. So we end up going top here just because the Jax rotates into the mid. I'm not sure exactly what the idea is. I guess it's just because the Jax rotated mid and he had the opportunity to get a lot of plates, which is fine. Yeah, we collect a wave and then we go back. Okay, so Rakan, Graves, and Jax are all towards this top side, so finding a fight towards top seems good. I think the 4v4 is definitely good with Rel being up here. So it seems like we're going to look for a hard force. We don't have ulti yet, though, and this is, yeah, I mean, this is obviously like the weakest part of Akali is just when you don't have your ulti available. I mean, I don't think trading on this aren't really even, oh, I guess we have the Rakan ult. Okay. Yeah, nice. I mean, it's good. You have nothing else to do really except, get back to mid lane. Um, and he's gonna have to burn the TB for it, so it's a bit unfortunate. Um, but at least we pick up a couple kills on the top side, and with Dragon coming up, and you have the ulti available, I think this is definitely where you want to look for this 5v5. Jax just cracked the top turn and is gonna have a massive amount of gold, so just pinging towards this Dragon after we get our resets in. Jax is gonna seems like he's gonna be coming as well. So yeah, obviously it's a little bit unfortunate because we use our TP, so we don't have time to get our reset in. But we don't have Protoball anyways, and a Blasting Wand I don't think should matter too much in terms of this fight. Um, since your Jax is strong enough. Actually, Jax is not even going reset. I think if Jax reset, then definitely we want to take this. But okay, let's take a look at this here. Yeah, Jax was like posturing for a reset. And then we were trying to get some vision priority here, and we end up just walking into the Shyvana. I think this is just a bit too much, right? Um, like you can get, I would control ward this, yeah, and then ward like over the ledge. But getting anything too deep, I mean, I don't know. I'm saying I would. I don't know if I would. I would probably be walking in just like this. But yeah, just warding over the ledge makes a little bit more sense in terms of the scale where Graves is farming up top side, Kai'Sa's still getting pushed into bot side, and your Rakan hasn't actually met up with you yet. And especially your strongest member in the Jax is currently just top. So it seems like right now it is a give dragon to let Jax push top lane. Um, Rakan's trying to pressure like and move into the side, but we get engaged upon mid here. We don't have any cooldowns, so looking for something is not that optimal for us. I think after he, man, this is so difficult because it's just not a skirmish that Akali generally would want. But we end up picking up the kill after. Flash out. Have R2 available. Yeah, this is yeah, quite unfortunate. It's just not a fight that's set up for us in any way, and with us getting chunked out early, it really did not help because it burned our cooldowns there. So either way, if Jax ends up coming to the fight, and then it seems like we're probably able to pick up Dragon here. Life was a lot of time bot side. Missing wave top side, unfortunately. Oh, and then Ornn rolls up. Yeah, this seems like a lost play. I would just run to clear waves. Can't do anything here for sure. I mean, you lose a lot of HP, and so your ability to defend is not as good. Looking for some ease. I don't think for any reason really, which is a bit unfortunate. It's not so nice because you lose like that cooldown. It's actually pretty massive to have it. So now we're kind of stuck defending this mid lane here when we want to be top side, and and the Kai'Sa wants to be mid as well. I think this is maybe a look. You can't apply any CC unfortunately because R1 doesn't micro stun anymore. Unfortunately, I actually did like the look though with the Proto Belt. Actually, we ended up doing a lot of damage there, but yeah. Either way, I mean, yeah. And then we hard look now. I think with Rakan coming, we actually can look, but we don't want to push them away too hard. So yeah, I'm not quite sure. Obviously we missed the E too. I mean, we would obviously go into R instead of E, but seems like it just doesn't end up working out. Oh, pick up one, sure, but top side is just getting pushed in by the Yasuo. He gets a free turret, for a rel kill. And we at this point kind of just get into bot lane. I would just probably control ward. I like controller warding that one bush. It's always my favorite ward. Um, so anyway, um, we don't see Shyvana. We can expect her probably to just want to reset and then move towards top because that's where her only camps are. And then obviously we're taking Herald up on the top side, but obviously we're gonna look for an all in here. Missing a few abilities, but it doesn't really matter because Ornn is like full MR or full arbor. And we're kind of separated from this fight. I mean, it is okay because it didn't seem like with Shyvana bot. I think that's when we started when we knew we could start the Herald. So it seems fine to move towards bot here and then just take the solo play when and basically know that no one is going to be on bot side here. So yep, we take this. We get our reset. We're going into. I think Shadow Flame is probably good. They have a couple of beefy members. Yeah, maybe Shadowflame isn't so good because Shyvana's super tanky, Ornn is level 11, and he's gonna have enough MR that Void Staff is better. Yasuo as well. It's getting this a level 11. So honestly, I think maybe Void is actually just better here. Or you could go into a Rabadon's, but either way, okay. So we have is Dragon coming up here? I can't fucking tell. Um, so we got 2 minutes on the Dragon, so of course we're gonna want to be moving towards the spot side. Ornn is on bot side as well. Jax is gonna be split pushing top. The only real objective we have before the Dragon is either camps on their bot side or the mid lane tower. So we kind of move in towards the spot side here. Kai'Sa's getting zoned off of the mid control. And so Graves and Rakan go to respond to it. I think they are okay in the 3v3. Um, but with the mid control, it's not so easy. And we find ourselves in a fight. Ornn is towards the bot side. Jax has the first move, and Kai'Sa has the ability to ult in. But we're really getting sandwiched here by the Ornn, which worries me. But we ended up finding a flank angle, and from here we want to look to get on the Samira if we can. But obviously Samira is going to be diving in as well. Oh, we don't tag the E quite. That completely guts our ability to get in earlier, which quite sucks. But we end up getting the kill anyway. R onto the backline here to finish the rel. Oh, we can't quite get it. Okay, we finished the Ornn anyway. This fight ended up working out because we ended up seeing the Yasuo on top and Jax was moving. Um, which is fortunate enough. I think other than that, it would have been a little bit more difficult. Maybe not. I mean, maybe this is winning anyway. It seems like it was pretty close at the very least. Um, yeah. Good use of getting around the terrain there to find a better angle. With that, we should be setting ourselves up for a really good for a really good dragon here. I mean, he's not resetting somehow. Um, yeah, but still, we don't want Jax to be towards. I really want to be bot side here. Like, I don't know. I do not want to have to be forced top. I mean, I guess I have TP. Maybe it's not so bad. Because I'm not sure. Yeah, okay. Jax doesn't have TP, so this actually makes a lot of sense. Because Jax can really pressure up on the spot side. We have TP to get flank as needed. We just need to make sure that we have wards in their bot side jungle for when the dragon does start up so that we're able to respond to it properly and find a good angle in the fight. We don't have any buy except for we have alternator here in base, except we missed both CS, I think. So a bit unfortunate. We're going to start moving down actually to establish mid priority. Obviously, we're losing the top wave now. Yeah, this is worrying walking in too close here now. Just completely CC annihilated. Um, yeah. I think the problem with this play is that okay, Yasuo just got shoved on top. We have no information actually on our top side, like on the top side river, except for the controller that we're currently sitting on, right? And it seems like they're obviously posturing towards this top side. And Drake is up now, right? And Jax is like kind of on it. Graves is pinging towards it, and the only thing we have is the two here, and we just saw all 5 of them walk into this to the side, and then we end up getting comboed and CC'd, and we're dead instantly. So I think this play is actually quite obvious, and it definitely did not need to happen in this way. So just let the team take the dragon. Don't try to push that limit there, and then it's all good. So he ends up losing a Baron because of it. We get the dragon and we get the push, but obviously not optimal to lose a Baron. So especially as a Akali, like your side lane just gets so negated. Like how Yeah, Akali is tilting me. Stop being the hero. Lamau, Bjergsen, stop being the hero. Um, so we end up moving towards mid here just to defend this Baron. But yeah, taking fights from this angle is really, really hard. And it is not what you want to do at all. So it seems like we get Herald pushing in top. Ornn is on the bot side, and this is where we end up looking for a fight. Trying to see how this kind of breaks down. Kai'Sa just finds the W and then just actually takes it instantly. And we're running up. I mean, Shyvana doesn't have ult, so it makes actually a lot of sense. Get the R onto the yeah, this really blows. I would just R onto the Samira instantly here. I think that's kind of like what I instantly see, but I kind of understand getting the Q first here, and then walk out for the passive R auto. But yeah, misses the E because of the wind wall, and then is forced to ult back into the fight. Fortunately, Jax finds a massive flank with TP. It seems like, and we're able to clean up the fight. But yeah, not the most optimal. Obviously, like anytime you miss your E in a team fight, you're basically just like completely gutting your damage and all that. So team ends up pushing, and then we just reset to stop the Ornn. It seems like we're not looking at the fight either, so we don't know what's going on. But team gets pushed off. We get two inhibs. The only objective now is bot inhib. Dragon and Baron just got both taken, so everything's gonna be towards this bot side. I am not sure. This is where I don't actually know. When inhibs are down and we have like side laners or people that can push insides, it becomes really awkward. It's like, do we just send Jax to mid, let top lane do its own thing, and then try to play a 4 bot, and try to siege off there? Or it's like, do we send both Jax and Akali to side? Do we just try to group 5 and then siege a bot? And I'm not quite sure what the answer is. I think as a Akali, I personally wouldn't really want to be uh, so isolated because we can't really find flank wards that make sense when we're sieging a bot turret. This is just fucking scary, but it seems like we're able to get our reset in. Yeah, I mean, we're not resetting for anything, so it kind of makes sense to just kind of stay here. Ornn is walking up. We need to be very careful. Have the hex gates available. Yeah, I would move towards mid here. Because if we can find a fight like this, it's like really good. I think we're waiting like on Ornn, I guess, but yeah, this is not so optimal by us. And then our team is fighting on this top side. I mean, yeah, Kais is able to find it, but I mean, from here, the fight's definitely not too difficult. Yeah. I don't really see the value. I mean, like we look mid, right? We're on no vision. We look mid now. Yasuo and Rel are past River Point, and then we see Samira come up through mid as well. And we have this angle where like three people are mid. I'm assuming Recon ult is available. And we just have like this perfect move to try and cut them off because they have no towers. They have no way to like peel back into us. And I just think it makes so much sense to go mid right here. But instead we like kind of look for this Ornn instead. And then it ends up being like we don't play it that well mechanically. We get like knocked up. And sure, we peel away like the Shyvana and the Ornn from this fight. But if we just like went before the Ornn and collapsed on mid, I just see like a winning fight there. So either way, we get a bit of a win. We get bot lane shoving. It should be pretty stock standard here to just end the game. Clear out these mid or this inhib here. We have the ult available in 1 second, so yeah, I can't use it quite yet. Auto Q and then just kind of W your way out. You need like RE here on the guy, but okay. Yeah, it's a bit aggressive. I mean, Shyvana doesn't have ult, so it doesn't seem that bad, but seems like we're not able to quite end. Move back, reset, go towards dragon, and then after we take the dragon, we end the game. Kais is just pushing top lane. It seems like we're kind of for funny here. Oh my god. 1 for 1. I guess is fine. Okay. So once again, getting a bit aggressive. Joanna does have ulti available, but we have only this is 4v4. Maybe it's not that bad. Yeah. Yeah, because you're kind of just like you're playing this solo. And the thing is, Akali really thrives when there's multi-threat and you're diving with people. And when you try to go in solo, like these plays are so difficult um unless you like are just like super super strong or have some ability to like outplay. And like yeah, he has the W and he ends up like dodging out on these Qs. But I mean, he's down 2 levels. He gets chunked out super early, and I don't even see exactly what he does here. I think he just gets like canceled by the Shyvana ult, right? Yeah, he like tries to auto QR and or he just auto R's actually, and then he just kind of dies to the Shyvana knockup. Oh my gosh, and they get a team fight because of it. Yeah. I mean, I think that this kind of shows some of like these are like the weaknesses of Akali that you have to know how to play differently. But yeah, we'll look at like one last team fight here. It seems like this is probably the end of the game. And this is where Akali thrives, right? When objectives are being taken and you can find like angles onto their backline when they're like exposed and like they're focused on other stuff in the team fight. So you can see she's creating space with the W here and then finds the E. Unfortunately, we can't look to like go in after that though because we already used the W, which is okay because we get them off the Baron and we're stalling for the Strax and now we just want to pressure up. Flash out. I mean, they're getting resets in, but we can take the 2 and then I think we can probably just end up winning the game after that. All right, and it seems like Jax just wins the game here. So, yeah, I mean, there's a few things in this game that need to be taken into account. I think the early lane was interesting because it kind of did go where the Yasuo ended up playing for this priority. Um, and it became really Akali for like or really difficult for Akali to try and max dive because you have to kind of like mechanics max him and kind of outplay and get trades on him if you want to be able to contest wave at all. And we saw a few times where he kind of just got like outplayed in this situation, um, which is unfortunate. But yeah, you kind of have to just like play it if you want to play it. In terms of objective play, I think it was like a little bit slow, and I think he could have been like a little more like active about playing all the spikes and whatnot. But and in terms of the fighting, I think the fighting just didn't fully make sense, especially all like this bot pick here. I just think it doesn't make sense. Just look towards mid and be faster and find this flank quicker than the Ornn. I think it could be super beneficial. And obviously a couple times where he just like was playing towards the wrong side and trying to do stuff that was too ambitious. So, anyways, that is gonna wrap it up here. So thank you much.